So, how do we just gonna take a rocket and fly through space? Like, how does it even work? And why are so many people here right now? And why isn't she answering me? Are you okay? Did the rabbits kill you?
So many fucking rabbits. And to your question. The evil dwarf just explained it to you. That they burn ether.
I still don't get it.
Compulsion to absorbing ether.
So just fire 4, but multiple times.
Fire 4, but with a constant stream of fire.
So you're saying they just have 1,000 black mages in there and just fire?
No, they have a machine that does that what a black mage do. Oh my god, no shinderu. Sorry.
NANI?! Anyways, hi. I have been earthly starred. And 95 of my Circle of Gazelle leather has been sold on the market board. Thank you. Anyways.
Come on, here, have a card.
Last time we... Well... Last time Alphinauds pinged everyone on the Discord server. Orion J met the family of his girlfriend. And I found this weird cat on the flea market. I'm still unsure what does he remind me of, but he's hot.
Damn, is this Noctic cat?
I don't know. He's kind of hot too. I also have a gift for you.
You know that I actually feel bad having that minion next to those two.
Well, you know, you can have this minion next to those two.
You. What?
I sadly didn't got it from Chloe, so I had to borrow it from the market board. Dang, he's cute. No problem. Oh my god, he fucking just draws cards. he does the animation from at the end of 5.3, where he just draws the card. Let's see it again. Do it. You know you want to. Yes, I will waste this entire 1 minute of the video just to watch this minion.
It's actually funny how my favorite Zion has my favorite class and wears my favorite clothes. I have many reasons to love Oranger. The way he speaks, the way he looks. And then just Shadowbringers come out and they change his class into my favorite class.
I gotta say, with Shadowbringers he had the biggest glow up. Like, Heavensward he was a mixed bag, since he kind of worked as a spy for Elidibus. Well, for us, against Elidibus, but in Shadowbringers he just gone full chat mode.
He did that. What you and I love about Kamen Rider villains. He was a wild card.
And then the wild card turned good.
He was in Heavensward. He was a wild card that made me love him. And from that on, he just got better.
Yeah. And then of course.
Also the main reason why in the last part for YouTube and last stream for us, I was quiet at the end because I was just crying.
Yeah. Anyways, Orion, we have now the live model Orion J here. Damn, he stalled. Graham, can we go to McDonald's? The pale of anxiety over Sharlyan's hamlet has thinned to a more manageable level. Thou hast my gratitude for lending thy courage to the low bridge. Not disposed for the last of the L'Oreals, for our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their station. But few may come hither, seek counsel, so shall remain to aid them. If I need to be, if thou art unneeded elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping for you might check out on Lizzie. So she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out of the west gate. Could do it myself, but we know whose help she's less like to scorn. Not to mention that much of my misfortune. I think of several other things I'd ought to be doing until later. Well, we need to go to Alizé. Hi, Henry.
Hi.
Now with actual audio that doesn't break after 5 seconds. But yeah, like, pretty much every Scion with the release of Shadowbringers got their own time to shine. Fancred just became Dadcred.
Fancred became a dad. Alphinaud grew as a character so much.
Alphinaud is finally an adult now. And this pays off right now in Endwalker.
The only character that doesn't have any development is the one that we're currently meeting.
Alizé did get development. She did during Shadowbringers. She became much more active. Especially with like the first part of the Shadowbringers story where you visit her. And yes, by the way, I sipped the coffee at the same time when I was saying Dad cred. Shit. I shouldn't slurp the coffee. Still safe and could have died after that one fight where Anjin Shadowbringers defending Ring in the process.
No.
Also, hi, Sai.
That would have killed so much of the mood.
Yeah. How was the Gamescom? Christina, what are you doing out here? No, I don't mind if you help me with this podcast, but it's far from more exciting at first. Are you sure? I appreciate the assistance. I need to get into Aporia. I'm short, of course, but they're full of organized specimens and samples. I cannot be too rough with them. Alphinaud should be waiting for us when we are. See you there. Time to be crate managing.
Wait, we... Towards where?
Down the road.
Good thing that I actually went in here with my paladin beforehand.
Yeah. One thing that drives me about Shadowbringers was the amount of time with Y'shtola. Not with the time with Y'shtola, but the death lag over her. That was a bit too much in my opinion. Then again, Y'shtola had nice time. And also the whole end with the other Runa. Not your Runa, the cat Runa. It was nice.
The actual good Runa. It's
the lawful good Runa versus the chaotic evil Runa.
It actually pains me to say something like that, but the more Runa does, and now in the aftermath, the more that he actually is an asshole towards me.
Oh, you had them with great? Wonderful. Can put that there with the others. Was nice, but half that after the days of games, understandable. You have my gratitude. How did you come involved in this? Well, me being me. The person I think I have to thank as well. Dad cred. If you're wondering why we're tasked to bring in these boxes to Apora to begin with. So was I. Turns out that this is the base of operation of sorts. But also with the final say as to what included in the ship manifest can be found here. Further included, I suspect. That should be everything. You carried it all at once? Trying to enjoy yourself? Oh, hush. Now look. I don't know your delicate arms. Suppose we should let someone know that we are finished. Theopoldian is in the courtyard. Couldn't report to him. No computer. You should get credit for your sense at least. Considering where we are. Might have even learned something interesting. I mean, the moment it was him successfully being Ranjit and being fulfilled that he managed to protect this charge this time around. A bittersweet but fitting. Yeah, but I like what came after it with... I don't know. I'm a bit biased on this because I like Fangred.
Killing of Fangred would take too much away from the story overall.
Yeah. And you got the finally USK t-shirt. Nice. Why did I put water in here? I'm getting my shoes wet again.
I feel like golf all over again.
Oh god, god, not that god. Hello, Theopold.
This is Theopolden.
Theopolden. Good, it's never ends, so what can I do for you? I brought you a samples of Sharlyan Hamlet. Series 110. Perfect oriented entrance. Ah, thank you. I expect more with colleagues, but they are dreadfully short-handed. Just a moment. You're fortunate, are you not? Alphinauds at your service. Well, acquainted with my father, I take it. Quite. I've been friends with your parents since our days at the studio. I remember when you were, high, waddling, heighter, and tighter. Clearly, been some time since we've met. It's good to see you again. Really your father's non-newfulest, no less. You knew your parents when they were young? What do I like? Pray spare not detail. Should like nothing more than regale you. Unless I am meant to be in charge of you and reams of paperwork want for submission. And help is that in exchange. Some sort of story. Parents would never divulge of course. Very well then. What happened to be 3 sets of documents in need delivery? I would take one. Wait, right there. The joke this time is Köln of Duty Modern Warfare. I hate it. You'll find a foreign expensive before I collect these near the southernmost structure. I haven't kept you waiting too long. No, I'm Alphinauds Everyone Ping. I'll be back soon. God,
You also have physical pain?
that was an instant D4 psychic damage from me.
Does Vicious Mockery not actually advance its damage over time?
Actually, I don't know. Let me look. You're not one of the Science of the Seven Dawn? You were meant to be working on the ether burner. The nature of this paperwork is not particularly well guarded secret. Two of how dull it is to read will nevertheless remain largely unknown. To the portal and paperwork. It's been worry I'd misplaced as a quill. I appreciate presenting these documents, man. Last, as for your other task, pray you keep this between us, but I think that your science succeeds. The Exodus is without a doubt the most monumental undertaking in the history of the Forum. So we must circumstance in all respects. A privilege we cannot afford to lose ourselves. This is the heart, however. China ever been a nation of curious. It would be a tragic indeed if we were once used to the pursuit of truth. Actually, yeah, the damage increases. On level 5 to 2d6, level 11 3d6, and level 17 4d4. So it's like, it's at another d4. I mean, pretty good for actually a spell that does, well...
Basically, it's just shit talking.
Yeah, shit talking, and I mean, it gives the disadvantage on next attack roll when it hits.
That is actually the best effect of the actual shit talk.
Yeah. Quite an efficient, I dare say. I've got to love this one. Quinn's paper should only do that elsewhere in facility, so it'll be returning any moment.
Why does this guy have a hearing aid?
We turn to another scrap of paperwork remaining. No persons. You will note. You both have my thanks, and my apologies for sending you out on the errand. Well below of missions. Why even a babe? You struggle out on your swallowing crows and... That's quite enough for that, thank you. Those compromising stories of our parents that we asked for to hear. To retaliate. Of course. I know I'm your father for so long. Must have been something... Well, as you know, part of why the live your name garners such respect in Sharlyan is your family's storied history. You two can trace your ancestry directly from those who came abroad Numkenkrepshope. A lineage few can claim. I never thought of myself. That was not part of our forebears, fount of our nations. They were simply there when it happened. Nevertheless, this tradition is being a point of pride. This is why Nymphencrest renounced the ways of war and pursue enlightenment from knowledge and reason. It's never been our family's creed. Tell your grandfather's time, eh? Archcount Louis swore, looked not to Nymphencrest but his deeds, led it in defiance of his peers, that choosing to save the great and small from the rising tides was the true mark of our founder's virtue. Perhaps it was the expertise, knowledge of ancient prophecy and the fall of civilization that led him to conclude that to eschew conflict at every turn was to consign mankind to his doom. There will ever be conflict and calamities will follow us. Thus, to ignore the plight of those one might conceivable, save it not wisdom, is indolence. Remember his words well. Archeon Louis lived by that personal creed and used every means at his disposal to bring succor in those in need, Sharlyan or no. No one loved and admired your grandfather more than his son. Yet Fortunate could not reconcile Louis' deed with the philosophy of the forebears and his peers, a philosophy in which we believed so fervently, yet made pariah of his father. Fortunate Agenos are undead. It's okay, Henry. Have a nice rest. Fortunate agonized over this contradiction for much of his life. God's father. Son may carry his father's blood, but his choices are his own to bear. Is it not always thus? Got to know Fortunate's cranky old goat. I'm pretty sure you butt heads often enough. Even so, you must know that you are constantly in his thoughts every moment of the every day. That's not an exaggeration in the slightest. You should have seen him when you were born, barely recognizable. His voice was kind of dumbfounded grin, not seen him since when he first took a fancy to your mother. I was publicly skipping when he told me the news. Take my word for it, he loves you, to an embarrassing degree. But he's also frustratingly single-minded. When he decided that the given action was for the best, he was there of course no matter who or what opposes him. Profoundly annoying habit when you are on the other end of it, I'm sure you will agree. I'll say. Thank you for your insight. Next minute, the parents mentioned that we spoke. Try not to get into too much trouble now. I need to farm on my side. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back to work. Make sure those specimens you brought make to a proper place, or the cranky old goat will have my hide. I can speak later again. The more I hear of like Fortunal, he's actually not a bad dad. He's just focused on his work. Heil, you see. Oh, it's Graha. Graha. Cool, I haven't driven you out of the fort already. For better or for worse, no. However, he has sent me a task that requires more than a single pair of hands. Here you are. Could you at least one of you? I won't object to more. Fortunately, I and Alice have prior commitments. We have delayed too long as it is. What are you doing here? Can you spare the time? Sure. Perfect. It shouldn't take long. An unspecific task awaits you, once forged. You went it out, and I quote, promised heap of adamantite falls right out of the bloody sky and into my lap. Master Coco wishes to be ready to put the proverbial hammer and anvil at the moment he noticed. To fabricate these parts, however, we need the flames in Coco Forge to burn hotter. Send me to increase the amount of ether being funneled through this furnace. Flow of fire spec ether in Labyrinth is regulated by an elemental reactor south here, to which I have borrowed the keys. The ultimate will encourage people to carry out safely. I can explain the process when we arrive. And this is very part then. City and Sharlyan handle it once adamantite arrives, if not before. Sway then. Vroom vroom. Your Uber has arrived. What do you think right now, or Fortunal right now? Actually now.
Still an asshole.
Yeah. He's not like an asshole like my dad. He's less of an asshole currently.
Into the tree.
Yes.
God damn it, Mark.
What do you wanna do? Give me a bad Uber rating?
I sue you.
No, don't. Please don't drag me to court. I barely can pay this weird cat here and this weird other cat. Direct yourselves in this facility. We don't want to go inside and justify either output. I do a rather large amount of water aspect if will issue from the vent at the top. Expected to detract at least a few elements. You would both rather not be drawn into track yourself, trust me. As you put them down at any draw too near, that will cause you little trouble, I'm sure. Right here, if you would. I just see someone randomly in chat patted my minion.
Yeah.
An outballer is slowed by the fire and strong water aspect. Oh yeah, I forgot now you have your new gravity spell.
I love the design of it.
The design looks so cool.
I just love overall the design change and stuff.
Yeah, the new spell looks so good. Every time I see my shadow version, I just think of like this meme of like, so what do you want to eat? The souls of the innocents. A bagel. No! 2 bagels. Did everything go smoothly out? Yeah. For as much, no major complaints to speak inside either. The water either appears to be venting, probably. Spectre Cole will have seen a difference, forge flames by the time of return. Since I have you, there's another matter I thought I'd discuss with you. Nothing terrible important, it's something I've been considering. Part of this I shared with everyone, yet you and the only you have been to Alpus. As we have established, Refined Element is a product of Alak, of the Empire's twilight years in fact. It was a material which saw much use as a part of Alagan efforts to extend beyond the bounds of the world. Delamut, of course, being the most prominent. Those who would push further began Alak empires to encompass the heavens and the stars above. Perhaps the greatest was the infamous technologist Amon Goose. Amon wanted to travel the seas of stars. He remembers life as Hermes. I believe he had his own reasons. There's no evidence to suggest he had escaped the memories of his former life. He only joined the Assassins once the Empire was all about dust, as you know. If it's not his memories, though, I drove him to pursue the idea with such fever. This may seem far-fetched, but what if souls like mine have their personality, so to speak? A natural disposition towards what they are inclined. We know with relative certainty that there was the gross decadence and inconceivable decline of the Alec that moved Amon to resurrect Emperor Zandi. The Empire's people spoke lightly of death and destruction, experiment on those they deemed beneath them, to fill the emptiness in their hearts. In facilitating Zandi returns, Amon provided these languid souls with the means of free themselves from the mire of their own incidents. Or would have, had not Zander been convinced by his own death that life itself was meaningless. Amon desires for his countrymen to conquer the heavens, but only by a mean to the same end, to install the people with new pursuit. Like Hermes before him, Amon was appalled by how those around him lived. He never can bring himself to believe that those lives were devoid of meaning. And both of them sought that meaning, hope in the distant star. Such is my theory anyway. Ultimately, it's a consequence of their actions which matter. Their motives are not on the moment yet. To reach those stars or wings of adamant, to travel the ends of creation and beyond. The promise of hope, everlasting. It's much I do understand. But enough of musing for now. Why don't we see how Coco is getting on? Interesting. Yeah. Don't forget to switch class.
Already did.
Okay. Holy shit, how many Garderers are here?
No thanks.
Let's just leave.
Oh, I was just reading the name of the one person.
Oh, what was the name?
No thanks.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait, I wanna look down. How does this look? Oh my god. Okay, this looks cool.
This definitely made by an architect, not an engineer.
Yeah.
So, if it would rain in here, there would be so much water on the roofs, piling in one of this crack area that is there in between each wings.
Yeah.
And which damaged the building really hard.
Yeah, but well,
this building was not meant to last.
I mean, they have an entire biosystem here made by themselves, so technically no normal rain can come in here.
Okay, there are no new things except the middle edge.
And I guess the middle one is where we go at the end. I see an wind thing.
A windy ether?
A windy ether, man. Oi, Luis. It's fucking windy ether. I love how you nearly passed us this car. New, the Flash.
Flash is very boring too, in my opinion.
The Flash is just I am speed. Where? Can you feel us flames blazing on here? Glad you found some people and get out of here, there's not much left for you to do. Yes, you can conjure up that run down any faster. Bonds of adamantite. Oh boy, we already get the last ether current. I'm gonna get my coffee. Ah.
I'll be right back, I just go and look for something.
Okay. I try to deliver on your promise, I do. Only... I hate whale. I want a damn animal and well, now. I should do interesting. I'll show you. Is there truly nothing else we can assist you with in the meantime? I wish. Seeing is unruly and bearable. Pity the fallen frowns of the recreational explosions. Oh, so long as they can prove it was premeditated. Get done. Mistakes to make. In this case, we should go and return the key to the reactor. One hour locked to make sure it was nothing has gone wrong intentionally or otherwise. I'm certain there's better uses of your time, however. Or joining the Sharlyan Hamlet anon. Oh, the quest delivers me right where you are, so...
Okay.
What were you doing?
Looking a bit more at the wing design of the roof.
Oh, actually now I wanna also do that.
I was just like, did they actually just make it flat, or did they put some effort into actually make that in a slight angle that the water would run down? But no, it's a straight line. It means the water would actually, and the way this is formed, it would actually pile mostly in the middle and at the end. At the end, it's not a problem. I cannot actually fall down and go in that. But in the middle, that would be such big pools of water.
Ladies and gentlemen, my girlfriend somehow knows architectural shit. I mean, then again, you worked in like here furniture making somewhat, or was it?
I was
building
on multiple house building places during one of my I don't know how it's actually called in English.
Internships? Practicum?
Not practicum. It was in German Ausbildung, where basically the thing where you learn your job.
And somehow also get a bit paid.
Yeah. Just the normal, yeah. Where you go and learn your job. The actual, that you actually are qualified in your job that you do. This stuff. And there during the one where I was in a woodworking area, we were on multiple buildings that were either just freshly built or remade, renovated, and there I learned shit like that. Because yay, when you have nothing to do because they don't let you work at some stuff, you just talk to strangers. And if you have any interest in some things, you can actually learn something out of that.
You wait here.
And since I had a lot of time on my hands while wearing there, since most of the things that we made, I was not allowed to do.
You wait here, your companions are bound to turn up sooner or later.
All set, I take it?
Oh boy, we're back to voiced.
We finished what we could. Delivered supplies, tracked down escaped animals. Trivial tasks as they may be.
That's enough, don't you think? If there was anything more important still undone, that would be a problem in itself.
The vessel is essentially ready for departure. All that remains is to load the final batch of supplies and see everyone on board. Once we've readied the ether burner, that is.
Ah, had a feeling we might find you all here.
Our consultations with the Loperates, too, have run their course. Pleased I am to say that our researchers' concerns have for the most part been allayed, though some insist on making adjustments to the very end. For their part, Livingway and her peers have graciously offered to stay and keep the people company, lest any lingering queries go unanswered.
All that remains is to wait for the refined adamantite.
Alphinaud, are you there? It's me, Cryle. Your special delivery has arrived. Round up everyone and come to the harbor at once.
Oh boy.
Speak of the devil. Let us go at once.
Delivery by Amazon.
Forgive the intrusion, Master Fortuner. I bring urgent news. A great commotion has broken out in Scholar's Harbor. Your presence is requested with all speed.
I just wait until this madness arrives.
The face of his dad was like, no, what did he do this time? Oh no.
Now, where might this delivery be?
Oh no, what is expecting me?
Oh shit!
Oh! Oh boy. Oh my god!
I'm sure it's very important, but we cannot accept these without the proper permits.
Oh my god, everyone's
Why
here!
12? Surely, these can't all be.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Kensif! Oh my Jesus Christ.
Bleeding hellfire! They're bringing them by sea and by air. All these folks in these crates.
And more on the way. Got your adamantite right here. A bigger haul than any of these sorry bastards brought, and that's no lie.
Yes, because you were charged with seeing the shipments from Gridania and Uldar here, along with your own. Give credit where credit is due.
Oh god.
Sounds like the sorry whinging of a sore loser. An hypocrite to boot. Ain't no way a scrawny whelp like you took a dozen steps inside a Dalamon shard.
I'll have you know I went all the way to the entrance. Furthermore, 'twas my contacts that enabled us to enlist the cooperation of the Sky Pirates.
Oh my god.
Left you outside so you wouldn't get anyone killed, did they? Well then, credit where credit's due, you did a right fine job sitting on your ass.
Take that back.
Make me.
I will not stoop to your level.
My, what a
Hancock.
grand welcome party. Hancock and Saraban. We come bearing relics both sacred and Allagan, as well as a few other gifts that may be of help.
To be presented with best wishes from the Eastern Alliance.
I myself have come with a sacred relic of Rayson Temple. 'Twas passing fortunate that Senri's dango craving brought us to Kugane. We arrived precisely as Hancock was making his arrangements. Upon learning of your need, we made haste back to Hell's Lid, with our dango, never fear, and consulted with the other auspices. All consented to the lending of Tenzin's legendary Phoenix Blade for this noble cause.
Wow, fucking his katana too.
Suzaku and Seiryu were nevertheless worried that it might be lost in transit, however, and insisted upon accompanying me to Onakoru, where I had intended to entrust it to our Confederate allies. I thought instead to give it over to Hancock when we chanced to cross paths yet again. But alas, Seiryu remained ill at ease and ordered me see the blade into your hands personally or die trying.
Go, Seiryu.
We did, of course, need quite the impressive vessel to get it all here in time.
Fucking the Ilzabot. Yeah.
Fortunately, our majestic associates have been more than helpful. 'Tis an honor to join the Warrior of Light on another adventure, they tell me.
That is all wonderful to hear, but what of the extraordinary cost? I shudder to think of the ransom we must pay for such a bounty.
Fret not for your coin purse, young Alphinaud.
Oh no, Hancock.
Lord Lolorito looks ever towards the profits of the future, and thus the East Aldenard Trading Company went to some lengths to reduce the financial liability. And since the Scions funded the entire venture, not a gill need be rendered up in compensation. Everything is already yours.
Dang.
We funded the venture? When?
Oh no.
Don't let the name fool you. This coin keeper knows a thing or two about spending.
It's the small.
When it comes to capital investiture, a sprinkling of gil here and there will not do. You need enough savings to make waves when it really counts, which is why frugality is paramount.
It's the small.
We also had the benefit of a generous patron. Generous being rather an understatement.
Wait, who?
She has supported us from the shadows since the very founding of the Scions. We even had coffers to fill.
Mother!
Oh my god!
Amelians.
I remain, of course, an entirely neutral party. I simply thought our family's coffers were needlessly full.
My.
We can hardly take them with us on your teeny-tiny toy boat, now can we? And 'twould be a shame to leave all that hard-earned wealth unspent. Waste not.
Oh no. They're single-minded. Now it's in stereo.
However did you manage so much in so short a time?
Oh no!
We expected word to reach only a fraction of our allies.
Alpha!
Did I not tell you?
Wait, I heard
no
Alpha.
ways?
Wait, Choto a minute.
Erenville, you were involved too.
Oh, it's Bunny Boy.
I received a letter from Cryo after we parted ways in Labyrinthos. She explained what the Scions were trying to accomplish, and why you might soon require the services of the Gleaners, spread across the world as we are. I pray you do not interpret this as a betrayal of Sharlyan. I accept that the Forum's aim in pushing us to our limits was to preserve what knowledge we have, and I bear you no ill will for it. Yet, In collecting that knowledge, what I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know. That is why I chose to help the Scions, to combat the obliteration of those countless, undiscovered wonders. I held no illusions that they would be less demanding taskmasters, though, rest assured, if I had, I would have been sorely disappointed. To make a long story short, the whole of the guild ship cooperated to ensure your call was heard far and wide.
Yes! Small! He's Alpha! And Omega!
What's this about a ship that can fly to the moon?
And of course Nero's there with too. I want to pick up Alpha
Why
and
didn't you
talk to him.
mention it sooner? The one time you don't beg my aid, your problem's a bloody ship that can fly to the moon.
Sid, you brought the team.
He brought the entire team.
Of course. Garland Ironworks' finest. You need only point us towards my new favorite ship.
Alpha!
As you like us not suspect, we've also brought adamantite for Mordona's Dalamud shard. I admit to some consternation upon first receiving Kryl's message. So few Scions remain at the Rising Stones now. Far too few for such an expedition. However, the Gleaners were able to secure us reinforcements. Idleshires, treasure hunters, not least among them. I know. How the Gobbyflock fought. Slowfix's gratitude for the safe return of his daughter has not waned, and he gathered his kin to our side with an astounding quickness. The clash between their machina and the Allagan defences was a sight to behold. I wager even you would have been impressed by the magnitude of the gobby booms.
Fascinating as all this is, I fail to see how it explains your presence here. Does Razat Han not have more pressing concerns?
We do. Yet averting the final days would be the most expedient solution. That, and I am indebted to you. Though they chose to take their leave of Thavnair, those you saved in Galimund remain my people. My gratitude is beyond words. 'Tis appropriate that I aid you in kind. If in the doing we bring salvation to others of this star, so much the better. You will recall that I spoke of my father, Midgard Summer, and his journey across the great expanse. As he traveled betwixt the stars, his resplendent scales drank of the ether in those nigh empty surrounds, and imparted to him the strength to persevere. Thinking they might further your cause, I called out to my kin for consent. Ajdaya's answer was silence, as ever. Tiamat and Chrisvelgre, however, responded favorably to the suggestion. My sire, too, stirred from his slumber long enough to speak and say, "Very well."
Rishvalga is helping us? That's Pog.
Thus have I brought you his own worm scales. Fit them to your purpose, and seek a worthier fate for us all.
You'd be hard-pressed to find someone else so familiar with the unique properties of dragon scales. So I invited myself along.
Bugger me, this is so unbelievable. I've gone right back round to believing it again.
If we get a 6% gain in efficiency,
Finally!
We could get 7, no, 10, no, 14 bleeding %.
Wait. She said finally.
Think of how far we could go! What we could do with that much power! What we could blow up!
Of course he's a pyromaniac.
If Kokol is duly convinced, then it must be true. In which case, the Scion's end of the bargain has been fulfilled. Would you not agree?
Yes, Father?
I know not what you seek of Hydaelyn, nor for what purpose you would take command of our ship. Yet this much is certain. To do so will be to dictate the fate of this star and the lives upon it. The lives of each and every creature, in their magnitude and their fragility. Do you understand? And are you prepared?
We have seen and we have felt how much each life shapes this world. And so we are determined to abandon none. We understand what is at stake, and we are prepared to bear this burden.
Then I will bear it with you. I beg you, share your struggles with me. As family.
He finally accepts them.
You grasped my fingers with such tiny hands the day you were born. I thought my heart might burst. It was love and happiness beyond expression. Overwhelming. And a conviction so powerful that I trembled with something close to rage. I had heard the final days foretold. I swore to myself then and there that I would not let them steal your futures. The great Exodus would succeed, must succeed. No sacrifice or sin was worse than the alternative. If anything gave me pause, 'twas mine own father. The Archon Louisoix openly decried Sharlyan's policies, a perspective which I regarded with increasing disdain as I grew older. Yet even as part of me thought him a fool, perhaps I also hoped that he, of all people, would devise a brilliant means to save my children. A naive hope, but stubborn enough that I could never bring myself to keep you apart.
Hugged them already.
No, that was his doing, when he perished at Cartano. As we pulled that twisted slab of Dalamud from the sea, I remembered the warmth of your newborn touch. Chastened, I vowed never again to suffer any interference in my mission to protect you. No matter that you yourselves wished otherwise. Detest me, fight me tooth and nail, I would suffer it, and more, and be satisfied so long as I could force you onto the ship. I was wrong. You two have grown so much stronger and so much wiser than I dared
strong,
dream.
Man.
You have earned the right to walk your own path, and already begun to do so.
good. Because there are things we care about, and people we love, and none of them is replaceable.
Man.
It cannot have been an easy journey for you to have come so far.
We shall be glad to acquaint you with the finer details someday, once this danger has passed. All that we have seen and heard, that we have felt and learned in our travels. Ours is not a kind world, but it is beautiful. Always.
Oh no. Are you quite sure that's wise? After all, someone turns pale and flees the room when he sees so much as an envelope containing word of your adventures.
Oh my god.
Whatever will happen if he learns what you were really up to?
Millions. Though I have wronged my children most gravely, I owe you an apology as well. I assumed that it was the Scion's influence that made them so keen to charge headlong into danger. Yours, in particular.
Hey.
I see now that said influence instead brought them together with the many fine people gathered here today. In which case, I hope you continue to guide them.
If we've finished loitering about the harbor, might I suggest we put our plans into motion? People are beginning to look confused.
Aww. Perhaps you can spare a few words ere they resume the tedious lugging of cargo. You've no small number of friends and admirers here after all.
Of course, it ends with the track and you. Yes, I know already several Final Fantasy XIV soundtracks just by the name of this, the title soundtrack. Our moment of triumph is close at hand.
Your assistance is appreciated. Now, in an orderly fashion, if you please.
This was wonderful.
I love how they put every goddamn raid within there.
Yes, well, even the Crystal Tower raid kinda. And Dalamut, the Coil raid is also connected with the story. But yeah, like, you saw the Sky Pirates from Heavensward. The giant
You saw
airship.
the Alexander raid?
You saw it before?
With the goblins?
Oh, I didn't saw the goblins. Sorry, I was too much I'm sorry, I see Alpha, all my focus is there.
Yeah, Alpha and Omega from the Omega raid series. They mentioned Alexander, the things that we do with the goblins in the Alexander raid.
Yeah. It's pretty much the tech, what I already said once and I will say it again. Everyone is here.
Everyone is here. It was just everyone is here. He finally broke.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, look at the mass of things we do.
I even was saying like, come on, hug them already. Also, I love how the mother is like the same energy of Tataru. We don't need that much money.
On that end, did Tataru's voice actor change?
I'm unsure. Then again, we have... I think it's the same. But I can also, like, get it wrong. Anyways, let's continue on. Thanks for watching. If you wanna catch me live, head over to twitch.tv/handsome_shadow. And for updates, head over to my Discord or Twitter. Links in the description. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another time. Bye bye!